Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian. It's Tuesday, December 1st. It's great having you with us. National Insurance Board Director Dr. Nicola Virgil-Rolle resigned from her position yesterday to become the next Executive Director of Lyford Key Foundations. The Board of Directors of the Lyford Key Foundation confirming as much in a statement. And this all comes as a surprise to the Minister with responsibility for NIB, Brenzel-Rolle, who told reporters just before the weekly cabinet meeting as much. He shares this with the media.
She was doing such a wonderful job at NIB. She provided the leadership. She made the connection of between what NIB is doing financially and how we should go through this process during the pandemic. So yes, to some degree, it was a surprise.
Minister Rolle adds that the board has started the process of looking for a replacement. Now, when asked if the board will appoint an interim director, the minister says this.
This particular incident developed so quickly. NIB has internally some leadership. Her resignation to us, the contract demands that she gives 3 months notice, or alternatively, we give 3 months notice. So we're now working through how we're going to deal with the process going forward.
Minister Rolle says he couldn't give assurance Dr. Virgil-Rolle will stay on for the next 3 months based on her contract. However, the minister thanked Dr. Virgil-Rolle for her services to the NIB. Chief Justice Sir Brian Morey making good of his promise to modernize the justice system as he announces several initiatives to upgrade to a digital platform within the court system to increase efficiency. We learned this much from a virtual press conference where Chief Justice Morey gave an interim report of what the judicial system has been doing and preparing during this pandemic.
The first one I'd wish to mention is the bail management system. Recently, Parliament enacted an amendment to the Bail Act, which was the enabling legislation for the bail management system. It is now waiting to be gazetted, and we understand that that will happen very shortly. This bail management system will completely automate the process of applying for bail, and it will enhance the disposition of these applications. It'll make it more efficient. It'll make it, certainly the waiting time will be reduced. It'll allow us to keep much better records, to monitor those persons on bail. And it will generally bring a necessary component to our criminal justice system, dealing with bail, which is a constitutional issue.
The pilot program for the bail management system is set to be launched on December 14th. Sir Brian says the courts will run both the online system and the manual system until January before migrating completely to the online system. Another program that Sir Brian announced is a new court integration management system.
This is a critical component of any court system. And through this case management system, we will be able to deal with the following matters. One, it will allow us to move to an electronic filing system via a secure web portal for all authorized users. This will have a major impact on the way in which we're conducting business at the moment and will affect the registries in a substantial way. Secondly, the case management system will provide an electronic scheduling feature to allow court officers to manage all aspects in the life cycle of a court case. This is critical. You cannot manage what you cannot count. You have to know what your inventory is, and you have to know at what stage all of these cases are in order to case manage them to their conclusion.
Sir Brian adds that the case management system will allow them to use electronic notifications and messaging functionality, which will transform the way the bar, the lawyers, and the public will communicate with the courts and vice versa. He contends that programs such as these will help to advance the courts of the Bahamas into a modern environment. The Ministry of Finance receiving $20 million from the Inter-American Development Bank IDB loan to implement a Citizen Security and Justice Program, or CSJP, in the Bahamas. The initiative is facilitated by the Ministry of National Security in partnership with the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Department of Rehabilitative Welfare Services. A virtual contract signing took place on Monday as the CSJP has partnered with the University of the Bahamas and the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute to develop a job readiness training program dubbed Revive Academy. Here's project manager Dr. Dorcas Cox on why the initiative is so important.
And the purpose for this loan is to reduce armed robberies, homicides, and murders, And as a key component of the loan, there are 4 areas that are focused in doing this: community development, employability and employment, reform and modernization of the justice system, and rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders.
Revive Academy is a free opportunity for self and professional involvement through accelerated skill training. The program is committed to positioning youth to optimum job success. Minister of National Security Marvin Dames is expressing his gratitude for the loan and what it can do for the youth.
Studies have shown that increased employability among disadvantaged youth can directly contribute to a decrease in crime within the youth population. As a result, the Ministry of National Security has embraced employment and skills training as a vital component of a holistic crime fighting strategy. Under the brand Revive Academy, our goal is to give youth from largely challenging and disadvantaged backgrounds a viable alternative to crime and violence by providing free training opportunities that will increase their chances of finding and maintaining gainful employment.
The purpose of the virtual event was for 2 contracts to be signed, one with UB and one with BTVI. These contracts will activate each institution to begin delivering job readiness training to about 700 learners over the next 12 months. In our national COVID-19 news, health officials confirmed 11 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday, 7 of those cases over on Grand Bahama and 4 here in the capital. The total amount of cases in the country now stands at 7,541. 4 of those new cases are male and 7 are female. There's now 1,431 active cases of the virus in country, 18 of which are hospitalized. Those 18 are considered moderately ill, and there's currently no patients in any of our hospitals' intensive care units. The death toll remains at 163. Health officials also report 22 recoveries yesterday. 145 tests were also completed. 132 came back negative. A total of at least 43,593 tests have been completed to date. You're watching JCN News. When we return, first phase of Nassau Cruise Port on the way, and opposition senator comments on remarks made by the education minister, and it's World AIDS Day. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.